Hi, it's Eric, and time for a video conversation on a beautiful day. Started out before I came to Washington, having the opportunity to host the annual Congressional Arts Competition with artists throughout the 3rd District, 100 students contributing their art, and the grand prize winner was Gosa Dubé from Park Center. Congratulations to her. She will now have her artwork hung in the United States Capitol for well over a year starting this summer. It was really neat to be able to see all the great artwork, so keep composing, keep creating for all of our art students there in Minnesota. Now we're going to get up the first email that comes in from April in Bloomington. She writes, in Representative Paulson, protected public lands are an important part of what makes America great. But I'm concerned about the impending threats to one of our nation's bedrock conservation laws, the Antiquities Act, and to national monuments that it helped to protect. The Antiquities Act is used by presidents to safeguard public lands, oceans, and historic sites in order to share America's story with future generations. I urge you to do all you can to protect and preserve our nation's conservation legacy by defending the Antiquities Act and all of America's national monuments from attacks. April, thanks for sharing your thoughts. It is very important that we preserve and protect for future generations our national treasures, our national parks, our national monuments. And back in 1906, President Theodore Roosevelt, who was my favorite president, created the Antiquities Act so we could set aside these national treasures for the future. And 16 presidents since that time have used it to the benefit for all Americans. I am concerned about President Trump's recent executive order to re-examine the Antiquities Act, and I want to make sure, while it's important to have local input, that we don't erode the ability for setting aside those lands for future generations. Next up is an email that comes aside from Robert in Champlin. And Robert writes in saying, Congressman Paulson, despite his rhetoric about protecting America, Donald Trump's budget would slash vital investments that make our country safe and strong while pouring money into the pockets of corporations who profit off the Pentagon. Our national strength starts from a strong economy, strong commitments to global development and human rights, and strong protections to our environment, health, and well-being. I urge you to reject this budget and to work to protect the programs that make Americans truly secure. Best to you, Robert. Robert, as you mentioned out, it is important and responsible that we effectively fund our military, but we also need to make sure we have an appropriate budget that reflects other important priorities, including, I'm concerned about cuts to foreign aid, to the State Department, to NIH funding. Some of our best opportunities to prevent military actions come through diplomacy and soft power and trade and economic ties to other countries. We need to enhance those, and I'm going to continue to focus on those opportunities. The NIH funding, I'm concerned about reductions in basic research, for instance. And so I think that Congress will reprioritize and reject many aspects of the President's budget that he's submitted recently, and I'll continue to pay attention to some of those priorities that I just outlined as well. Thanks for everyone for joining in, for sharing your thoughts, your concerns. Continue to reach out anytime on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or of course on the web at paulson.house.gov.